Hi guys, Football-ManagerYouthDevelopment.co.uk here. In this episode I'm going to show you my non-league scouting setup. So recently I've been playing quite a lot of non-league football, obviously started a save with a couple of teams, and so yeah, what I've been sort of experimenting with is just a couple of different scouting methods. I think I found one that does work quite well, to be honest. Obviously, what I'd like to happen in this video, if you guys have got any sort of comments about the way this is set up, or sort of any ideas that you have, or maybe even just sharing how you set up your non-league scouting system, that would be excellent to hear your comments on that. So just for the purpose of this video, making this video, what I've decided to do is just take over Torquay. They're in the conference Premier Division at the moment, so I do actually recommend it quite a lot, but what I always say for sort of non-league football is just to try and sign players based upon their current ability. A lot of the time when you are in the non-league football, what you're obviously hoping to do is just kind of like rocket through the leagues as quickly as possible. So sometimes when you will sign a player that's got say quite high potential, say if you're in the Conference Premier, for example, you might sign a player that's good enough for League One. Let's pretend if you get promoted like a couple of seasons on the bounce. Now if you've signed like a 16-year-old who is good enough in the future for League One, and by the time you get to League One, by the time he's 18, the chances are that he's probably not going to be ready for League One football. And if just pretend if you had 3 promotions on the bounce, and the chances are that the player that you've signed just upon his potential, he's really not going to have any chance getting into your team. So whenever you are playing non-league football, I always do recommend that you look more for judging current ability rather than potential ability. So yeah, I've just got my 3 scouts here. This is a kind of like maximum amount that I can sign for this team. I'm just going to show you now how I would set these scouts up. Okay, so all my 3 scouts are now been assigned to set roles. So the way that I set up my scouts, what I decide to do is just send them to a nation. Now obviously whenever you sign a scout, the chances are that they're likely to be from the country that you're playing in. So certainly all these scouts that I've got here are English, and so yeah, what I would do is set them to a nation. Now obviously because they've got full knowledge of that nation, it makes the process so much quicker for making sure that they can find players really quickly for you. So yeah, we send them to a nation, and so I'm going to have one scout looking for free transfers. And what I'm looking for is players that have a current ability of over 3 stars for that first scout. The second scout, I'm going to have him having a look in England for loan players. So obviously when you're playing as a non-league team, the chances are that you're going to have probably 0 or very little transfer budget. So you're going to only be really reliant on free transfers and just making sure that you can get any loan players in that you can from probably bigger teams. So yeah, just have a look at a nation for any loan players that might be available. Again, what we're looking for here is just players that are over 3 star. And the last scout that I've got here, so again, scouting just within the nation that you're scouting in. And what we're going to be doing is just looking for any players that become available. Now, what you can do, obviously you can, it depending on your team. I mean, basically I've not got any transfer budget here, but just pretend if we do find a player that might be available on a free transfer. The player's likely to have a value. He's not going to be on a free transfer, but some players you can actually sign for free transfers if they've been put up to transfer by the current club that they're at. So yeah, just setting the scouting in the nation and then just looking for any any players basically that are above a 3 star is a really good thing to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to holiday the game just for a little bit and just forward about 3 weeks, and we'll just have a look at the results of this. Okay, so I did actually go on holiday just only for a couple of weeks, but yeah, the assignments did actually finish a hell of a lot quicker than I thought. So unfortunately the button's not there, but basically what you're looking to happen, yeah, once your scouting assignments are finished, I think this only actually took, well, it took less than 2 weeks anyway. So what you would usually have here is a button to get the scout restarted. So you can see that this scout, within less than about a week and a half, he found 36 players. This guy put in 127 reports, and this guy filed 22 reports. So the most important thing that we're having a look for here, we can go to our scouted screen, And what we are going to want to do, so I'm going to click on value and I'm going to go to 0. So what we're going to be having a look for is players with really high value. Now this is where my kind of trick comes in, just for the scouting. So you may have seen that we have scouted, okay, so what we've scouted over 237 players in about a week and a half, which is quite a lot of players. Obviously, what I'm going to show you in a minute, I'm just going to get all my scouts just restarted on the assignments that I set them. But the trick that you need to do here, if you set it to value and then set it at 0, all these players here, we are looking for ones that could potentially have 3 stars. So we've selected, how many we selected here? 46 players here. What we're going to do is offer them trials. And what we're going to be doing it for, if it's during the sort of current season, basically what I would do is just do it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks is usually enough. Yeah, if you press yes to that, and what we're going to do is have all these players basically coming to us on trial. So players like this, you can see that he's really highly rated in terms of current ability. Now, yeah, so 4.5 stars current ability. What we have to remember here, guys, is that the black stars are the the scout's opinion basically on how good the player is going to be. The yellow stars is the scout's opinion, where they're saying, yeah, I do definitely think he's going to be that good for the first team. But the black stars are kind of like saying, like, look, I don't know too much about this guy, but if, with a little bit more scouting, I reckon that he could potentially be this good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Esteban Lopez, just as a kind of bit of a guinea pig, basically. Actually, we'll use, we will use this guy as our guinea pig, basically. So we can see a few of his attributes are just missing at the moment. Sort of, it's kind of ranged at the moment. But the idea is, what you do is you have these players on trial for about 4 weeks, and then your assistant manager will be building up your knowledge of these players. Now, the key to making sure that you're getting like loads and loads of scouting reports at a really quick time is to make sure that you've got absolutely 0 players queued in this bit here. The idea is basically that your assistant manager is going to be doing a lot of the kind of attribute building for you, and your scouts are literally just on assignment the whole time. So because they finished these reports, we're just going to restart all these. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go on holiday just for a little bit, just to, until we got some more players basically in the team and the trials are pretty much done. So about 4 weeks have now passed, and as you can see here, my assistant manager has pretty much confirmed, he's actually found out how good all these players' attributes actually are, because he's been working with them for the last 4 weeks that they've been on trial. And so yeah, we can see that these players are going to be a lot better in terms of current ability than the players that we currently have here at Torquay. So during the process, or during that kind of 4 weeks that I was just waiting for, I decided to just bring in a few players in on loan. So my scout that I had on loan, he managed to find in some pretty good players, at least in terms of sort of star ratings. So in terms of players that are actually at the club, got Danny Webber and this guy here, Erti. They're all within the top 5 players at the club at the moment, based upon current ability, in terms of the players that have actually playing for the team, not just on trial. So yeah, really good method to use, guys. And what you can also see here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a shot of that. So pretty much in less than about 4 weeks, we have found 362 players. Pretty much most of them are likely to be over 3 stars as well. So yeah, where do the 3 stars kick in? So the 3 stars start to kick in here, and if we go right down to the bottom, there was 270 players that we've managed to find in a really short space of time, just based that have got really good current ability. And if you have a look at the players that we have currently got on trial at the moment, I know a couple of them are a little bit older, but in terms of current ability, we can clearly see that they're actually a lot better than the players we do currently have at the club. So yeah, we found a couple of 20-year-olds, 19-year-old who are rated at 3.5 stars for the first team. Obviously this guy here has got 4.5 star current ability, and all these players are actually on free transfers at the moment. So yeah, if you're sort of looking for a real quick way just to improve your team, definitely the best thing to do is just to get your scouts out and about. We've certainly got more reports coming in at the moment. as soon as they finish their assignments of the nation, just get them restarted again. Probably within about 10 days, they'll be ready to take on another sort of scouting job. And yeah, basically all you're looking to do, any sort of free transfers, just make sure that you're getting them in on trial. So yeah, just go to here, just get sorted by ability. Any players that look pretty decent, just get them in on trial. And yeah, your assistant manager will be basically finding out all their attributes for you. You know, where your scouts couldn't find or didn't know what their attributes are. And yeah, you're basically just giving your scouts time to scout rather than having to like look around just at particular players. So I hope this has helped you guys just finding out you know, my scouting technique. I hope it'll help some of you out. Obviously, if you do have a different technique for non-league scouting, then do let me know in the comments section. Really interested to hear this. So what I'm basically looking for is just the, you know, kind of quickest way of finding the best players for your non-league teams, basically. So yeah, do drop the like button on this video if this has helped you, and of course do comment on the video as well. Thanks for watching.